as well on the right hand side, when you look through the trees, you can see the Roman bridge. So when the stone pillars of this bridge were constructed in the 2nd century and in the Roman period, and they are still standing today, even if we have 1,800 years later. So, and by looking at the stone pillars, it gives us a first hint of how extraordinary the Roman building technology had been. So they constructed stone pillars which are standing in the water unimpressed for more than 1,800 years. So the Roman street level had been a wooden street level, because a wooden street level was easy to be destroyed when there might have been enemy attack. And at the beginning and at the ending of the bridge there was a gate taking care of the city laying behind the wall. So in the arcades you can see on top of the stone pillars were added on the bridge in the 13th century under the governmentalship of the Archbishop Balduin of Luxembourg. And the street level you have today is a modern street level, but the weight of the cars and the buses is transported by the Roman stone pillars unimpressed. And this amazes me all the time, that we are using a bridge which had been constructed in Roman period, and we're just using it even today without any problem. And this was already the 3rd bridge the Romans constructed here. The first one in the year 18 BC, a wooden bridge. The second one in the year 71 AD, another wooden bridge, and the stone pillars of this bridge were constructed in the year 144 AD. So when now we are driving along the main west to east axis of the Roman city, which means we are quite in the middle of the city. And on the right hand side you can see the excavations of the Barbara bath. They were constructed as well in the 2nd century, and they were, during the construction period, the 2nd largest bathing area all over the Roman nation. And the excavation you can see today is only showing us 1/3 of this big bathing area. Only the Trion's bath in Rome had been bigger than this bathing area here in Trier. So, and on the left hand side you can see an occupation tower from the Middle Age city wall. So all the time you see these tree alleys in the inner city, you have to think of the Middle Age city wall. Because the tree alley is showing us on 4 sides of the city the situation of the former middle-aged city wall. So which means we are driving in the middle of the Roman city, but we are already on the southern end of the middle-aged city, and both cities started on the same spot in the north, which means the middle-aged city was only half as big as the Roman city had been. And in the 13th century, in the Middle Ages, we have again a counting, or we have a number. There was a counting of about 11,000 inhabitants. Villages today, and so the winemakers in Roman period were situated at the roof.
4th century,
and
probably.
Then you see a rounding, and then you see the rooster, and this round thing on top of the clock tower of the church roof is a wine barrel. Can you see the wine barrel? So look at the roof, and at the end of the roof you see the wine barrel, and then you see the rooster. So during your tour around the Mosel and the Rhine, have you ever seen a wine barrel on top of a church clock tower? It's kind of uncommon, and you can only find it here at this clock tower, and there is a legend explaining of how the wine barrel went up the church clock tower. And I would like to tell you this legend because I love legends. And I think legends pool was laying by about 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So and then directly connected to the hot air bathing room there was a lukewarm bathing room without any swimming pools, but a high temperature and a high humidity. And then a cold air bathing room, a bathing room which was not heated. And the bathing action took place from hot to cold. So and then on the right hand side you can see this big green grass field, and this was the sporting area of the Imperial Bath. The men did wrestling exercises and the women did exercises for the personal fitness. So, and it was not expensive, everyone could afford going there. And here on the right hand side there was the big entrance architecture of the Imperial Bath. So it was not expensive, everyone could go there because the Romans already knew.
Roman audience hall. It's now a Protestant church. Rococo style. Baroque gardens. St. Peter said to send the two bishops to Trier. St. Petersburg. Supports the bells of the Protestant Church. Entering the cathedral area. The bishop's house. Not sure what that is. This is not yet the cathedral, it's on the other side. Church of Our Lady, Early Gothic. a relic, the tunic of Christ at his trial. Karl Marx was born in one of these houses. This is the house where Karl Marx was born, the purple building. Northern Gate. Simeon Bishop Trier. Oh, you're in it. Okay.
Oh, thank God it's not our school. It's